Good morning, Greg Flanagan. It's Friday. It's 11 o'clock. It must be time for Fridays with Flanagan. Hey, I gotta fess up right off the bat. My second banana is not here, and I wish her well. It's going through a little bit. Um, every Friday we go through and hold a little episode. This is episode 37 that we've actually cataloged, probably right around 75 or 80 episodes. Uh, I love doing it. It's a passion of mine. It's common sense to the average man. If you're looking for high level uh, strategies, we can do those too off camera. But most people are just looking for some common sense. Greg, what have you been through over the years? What can I expect? I come from 15 years of real estate background, 30 years of entrepreneurship, and there might be one little nugget I can share with you. If I can share that and it makes a difference in your business, you made my heart. Okay? It's Charleston, South Carolina. I am an active real estate agent. I have a small team. So if you have any kind of referrals that you need help with down here, we promise to send us the referral, and we won't embarrass you. That's for sure. We'll make sure of it. We treat them like family, folks. Um, Weather today, man, I'll tell you what, it's been a hot one. Yesterday, I got in my truck yesterday afternoon about 5-ish, and little temperature said 106. Now it got down. We went to a ball game, and it got down to about mid 80s. Cool breeze coming off the water. So we really had a great time last night. A little bit of fellowship and camaraderie with our fellow agents and a few vendors. Um, if you have any questions I can answer, drop me a line, and let's see what we got here. Which one is it? Here it is. Drop me a line, and I'll be happy to get back to you. You want to do me? You want to talk? I got a little Calendly link that we'll share later on in the show. So let's get into it. Today's topic is. Let me switch over screens here. Make sure I got. There we go. So Fridays with Flanagan, Power Onward. That's my coaching company, and this is part of that coaching company. Join me as I pull back the curtain on some of the best kept secrets of the real estate world. And each week we dive into what's happening in the market and how we are, as professional real estate agents, how we should be responding. And this week we're going to be talking, what is the cost of a good lead? I hear this all the time. Greg, I don't get any good leads, especially from people on teams. I don't get any good leads. Well, what's a good lead? What do you feel is a good lead? And that's always the question. Well, somebody that I can sell. There's no telephone number, or there's no email address. There's, the bad lead. Let's define a bad lead. A bad lead is a lead that comes across your desk that doesn't have a phone number and doesn't have an email address. Right? How are you going to contact them? You can write them a letter if you have their address. Most times you don't. A bad lead is, so that's coming in from a paid lead source through Facebook, through Zillow, whatever you're paying for or whatever your team is paying for. That's a bad lead. So there are bad leads, right? That's a bad lead. Now, just relative to that, you're out at a party and you're talking to people about real estate and you're not getting an address, a telephone number, or an email address. That's a bad lead too. You see, it happens on both sides. It happens when you do it, and it happens when the team gets it. So understand, the only bad lead is the one that has no contact information or one that you didn't get that information from as you talk to them. So what is a good lead? To me, a good lead is any lead that comes across my desk. Any lead that during a conversation, we start talking about real estate. And a few months back, I did a whole show on, how to get into a real estate conversation when you're at a party, when you're at the park, when you're standing in line. What does that look like? How do I bring somebody from saying good morning to, oh, so you are looking to sell your home? That's important. You have to know those scripts. You have to know the mindset of that, right? You have to be intentional, just going back, 80-20 Pareto's principle. Go back, be intentional of what you're doing. You're on call, 12, 14 hours a day when you're looking at people. every person you meet is a potential lead. You agree with me? Yeah. Every person. So a good lead is any lead that comes across your desk. Any lead. I mean, other than those leads with no information, anything. If there's a telephone number, if there's a physical address, if there's a email address, that is a good lead. It gives you an opportunity. Hey, if you don't have their phone number, you don't have their email, but you have their physical address, what are you going to do? At the least, you're going to mail them a card. Hey, I saw you were on my site trying to get a value for your home. Let me help you. At most, you're going to get a CMA and you're going to drive over to their address because you have it, and you know their names because it's in the tax records. You're going to get in the car, drive over, knock on the door and say, hey, Mr. Smith, I'm Greg Flanagan. You were on my website a few days ago, and I just wanted to stop by. You were interested in the value of your home. Well, I took the time to, do a valuation on the home. Could I share it with you? Don't go here it is. Can I share it with you? Well, that's kind of weird, Mr. Flanagan. You come all the way over here. I know it's part of our service, sir. That's what we do. Okay, that's why I'm here. That's part of my service. Would you like me to share it with you? Can we sit down for a few minutes? Sure, come on in. You've got something of value to them, and that's important. So any contact information, work it. Work it. So that's a good lead. To me, anyway, that's a good lead. No matter where it comes from, it's coming across my desk. I have an opportunity to contact that person and begin a conversation. What's a great lead? A great lead is any lead. Let me change this. A great lead is any lead you follow up with and convert into a customer. Now, we always say that lead generation is our business, and it is our business. It's what we do for a living. We lead generate so that we have people all the time. We have prospects. We fill the funnel or we fill the circle, whichever way you want to, describe it, whatever you put in your head. We're filling up that funnel and we're filling it with prospects, leads, people who need our service, who have asked us about real estate. A great lead is a good lead turned great because I followed up, right? You lead generate, but the most important part of your job is follow up. Okay? You need to follow up, and you need to follow up consistently, persistently. If in your head you get on that phone and the first thing in your head is, hey, I'm bothering this person, you probably need a mindset check. Okay? Your first thought should be, hey, I can help this guy. A great lead. He came to me and said, I want to know what the value of my property. He came to me and said, hey, I want to know what properties are available for me. He came to me. You see what I'm saying? So if you're going in with a mindset of, I'm here to help you, or if you're walking around the streets at an open house, right, knocking on doors, you're here to help. Hey, I just wanted to tell you we're down the road here. We have an open house today, and you're invited. Is there anything I can do to help you? You're not saying, can I sell your house? Because you don't know. But is there anything I can do to help you? Get in the mindset, attempt to change your mind. And instead of saying, oh, I'm bothering, oh, I'm going to help this person. In my team, we have a 21-day campaign that we wind up calling these people 10 times. I think it's 10, maybe 10 or 12 times. And we also incorporate text messages and we incorporate email messages. But Greg, that's bothering people. No, it's doing my duty because they reached out to me on my website and said, hey, Greg, I want to know more about this. If I just let that person go, think about this. I call you up and maybe put yourself in this spot. Your air conditioner is broken today. It's going to be 106 degrees out there today. Your air conditioner is broken. You call 4 people. Nobody calls you back. Nobody calls you back. How do you feel? The guy who does call you back, are you going to give him the time of day? Sure. Of course you are. Unless, of course, They found somebody else because he got there first. You know, you dial 4 people for an HVAC, and the first guy calls you, you're going to go with him. And that's the same philosophy here with the follow-up. Okay, it's the same philosophy with the follow-up. Go in there with a helpful mindset. I'm here to help. Hey, you know what? Hey, Hey, Mr. Buyer. I'm just following up. You were on my website. I'm just following up to make sure everything was all right. How can I help you? I'm just looking. Well, of course you're just looking. If you were buying, you would have called me, right? Make a joke out of it. Make a little ha ha. They're going to laugh along with you, and you're building rapport. So, as far as dial, I'm all for it. Prospect dialing around listings. Hello, Mr. 123 Main Street. I just wanted to let you know that the home next door is now on the market. By chance, I would love to help them get somebody in there, and you'd probably like a great neighbor, right? Yeah, sure I would. Anybody you know that's looking to buy a home in your neighborhood? Well, no. Are you interested in possibly selling your home? Because this one's going to go pretty quick. No, I don't know. I mean, what is Joe getting for that house? And you start the rapport. You have to follow up. It's the most important part of the business. You've heard in the past, the money is in the follow-up. The money is in the follow-up. You got to get out there. You got to change the mindset and say, I'm helping. Not I'm bothering, I'm helping. I'm going to help this person get where they need to go. So follow up and convert. That's a great lead, right? A great lead is any lead you follow up with and convert into a customer. Any questions on that? Any different opinions? I would love to hear them. Talk to them. Bad leads, no information. Good lead, any information. A great lead is when you follow up and convert them into a customer. I can't stress this enough. I can sit here for half an hour and try to pound it in that this is what needs to be done. This is where many people fail in this industry, is when they don't pick up a phone to answer the lead that came in. I hear it all the time. I hear team members, not mine, because they're all good, right? They all convert. I hear I didn't get any good leads. There's no good leads coming out of Facebook. There's no good leads coming out of Zillow. There's no good leads coming. They're all good leads. They're all good leads. They're in front of you. What's bad is your conversion. You're not following it up enough. Again, Zillow I think says 10 calls in 10 days or 10 calls in 6 days, one of those things. We do 21 days with a constant follow-up. It is proven that those people start answering the phone on the 6th, 7th, and 8th time you reach out. Okay? The trick there is don't leave the voicemails. Yeah. What happens when you leave a voicemail? You stumble, you blunder, you're going, hey, call me back. Well, let me ask you a question. You ever call anybody back? Let alone listen to the voicemail. It's archaic. Voicemail is archaic. Now, there's a time to leave a voicemail. It's just not in those first couple of days. Those first couple of days, I'll tell you how I do it, and you might hate me for this, but it comes down to, I get the lead, you have to answer it within 5 minutes. When it hits your phone, you've got to call it within 5 minutes. What happens if you don't call within 5 minutes? You know what the percentage is that you lose? 400%. It goes downhill. From the time that 5 goes to 6, 400% chance of converting that lead falls off the table. You're never going to do it. So if you're lackadaisical about picking up these leads, get off the stream, because you're not doing anybody any favors. Go stand on a street corner and hand out flyers. Say, hey, I'm a real estate agent. These are leads that are coming to you. These are not people that you're trying to solicit. Okay, they're coming to you. So within 5 minutes, I'm usually pretty quicker than 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, you dial the phone. Most automated systems, all you got to do is press the button. Pling, it rings the phone. And they'll pick up because they're still on the line. They're still typing. They're still in your website. but I don't want to bother them. Bother them. They'll pick up and you go, hey, this is Greg Flanagan. Thanks for visiting my website. Uh, and they'll go, what? I'm still on the website. Of course you are. That's why I called. That's why I called. Write that down. That's why I called. That's why I'm here. Right? Of course they're there. And you begin your conversation. Yeah, I know. We take great pride in contacting our folks as soon as possible. That way you're on the website and I can walk you through whatever it is. If you have any questions about homes you're looking at, can I help you there? What kind of home are you looking at? Well, I was looking at Latchin, 3-bedroom, 2-bed. Super. What neighborhood? Now, that's all it is. It's a conversation. You're striking while the iron is hot. Remember that saying? Strike while the iron is hot. They're hot. They're standing on your website. Get in there early and strike. Follow up and convert. Follow up and convert. All right, I beat that one to death, but if you want to hear it again, I'll say it again. Follow up and convert. It's where you need to be. All right, great lead is any lead you follow up with and convert into a customer. Lead quantities. We did this last week. I just threw them back up here because somebody might have missed it. It was at the end of the show. Quantity from lead sources. So on the bottom here, it says what kind of lead sources, and on the top it says how many leads you're going to get from that. Sphere is down. It's limited. It's limited to the amount of people that you actually know. Right? Think about that. I'm a strong believer that you only need to know 150 to 200 people to make a great living, 6-digit living in this, and a high 6-digit, not a low 6-digit, not just breaking 100,000. I'm talking $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. If you have a 200-person good sphere, you know who they are, they know who you are, they like you, they trust you, and that's where you go. So, but still, you have a limited amount because of the people you know. But you're going to see it's the most lucrative. Sign calls, you got to have signs out there. If you're not a listing agent, you're not going to have sign calls, so they're pretty limited. FSBOs expireds, again, there's only so many FSBOs and expireds. Limited. Radio, one of the most expensive things you're going to do, and I'll show you that. Facebook, again, more traction, more leads with a longer gestation period. Right? Facebook, we know, takes anywhere from 4 to 12 months if you stay in contact with them. If you stay in contact and they continue to know who you are. You need to serve these people. Zillow, leads are there. It's all what you want to pay for them. Same thing with Realtor and Truly and all those others. Circle Prospecting and Nurtures, they're unlimited because you got a phone book. Do not call the do not calls. And you can go out there and do that all day long. You can bring in a whole bunch, and it's almost unlimited, but it's available. I mean, every block's got a phone. Everybody's got a phone in their hand. Boomtown Conversion. These are paid contact resource managers, lead generators. It's pretty much unlimited to your budget. Home valuations. I said this last week. Buddy of mine. That's the way they generate leads. You get a lot in there. Hey, we're going to be in your neighborhood doing a valuation for Mr. Smith. Would you like me to do one for you? It's a soft close. It's a soft opening. It gets your conversation. It puts them face to face. And somehow, circle prospecting, of course, you can dial numbers all day long. Good leads versus cost of leads. Look what's on the bottom. And this is where 75% of my business comes from my sphere. People I know, like, and trust. Past clients. People that, hey, Facebook is great for high school buddies. I've been out of high school, gosh, I tell you what, over 4 decades. And I get calls. These people are retiring. I am in their life at a different time in their life, right? You can be in somebody's life if you're young enough. Think about this. You can be there when they get married, and he's got to sell his house, she's got to sell her house, and they get married. They're going to have the married home. Think about that. There's 3 sales right there. They have a kid. They're good with the first house. They have a second kid. Now they're going, we need a playroom. They're going to sell that house, buy another house. They go through, and all of a sudden, they have the 3rd kid, 4th kid. They need a bigger house, smaller house. Or their mom or their dad is moving out of their house, downsizing. that sphere, you know, there's a program that we use. That sphere is worth in your pocket, depending on where you are in your life, in a market, I mean, you know, that could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. One person, one couple. Man, you better be treating them right. You better be treating them right. And like I said, you've got to be there when their life changes. And that means that you've got to move these people in and out of the circle. They might be cold for 5 years, but you better have talked to them for 5 years. That's a great lead because you know who they are. They know who you are. Right now, 40 years later, I have high school friends that are leaving New York and going to Florida. They're going to Charleston. They're moving. And they call me up because I'm the one that they trust. They see every day out there going, hey, we sold that house, or here's some good advice for you. You know, I'm the one, they call me up, Greg, you know anybody in Florida? Like, sure, I'll refer you down to Florida. That's the easiest money you can make. If you have a referral base, even if you don't, pick up the phone and start vetting agents in Florida, and wherever they're moving. This is where your sphere comes in. How much is that going to cost? Pretty much $0. It's going to cost you some. It's going to cost you some birthday cards, some holiday cards, some telephones, maybe a fruit basket once in a while if they're a great client. That's where you want to be, because business is not about how much money you make. It's about what? How much money you keep. And if you want great leads, this is where you're going to find them. Okay, cost of leads as we go up. Side calls, circle prospecting, FSBOs, expireds, home valuations, boomtowns. We're up into the $10 to $25 range right now. Pay-per-click for me in a heated Charleston market is costing me about $17.50, $18 a lead. Nurture, circle prospecting. I don't know why that's all the way up there. That's in the wrong spot. Zillow, Lord, I don't know what Zillow's costing anymore. I'll be honest with you. Last time I looked at Zillow, they wanted something like $750 for 6 leads, you know, so $100. And radio and TV, multimedia, a lot of money up there. You're spending, you know, $300, $400, $500 a spot. If you're doing drive time, they sell it to you in flights. You got to have deep pockets there. Conversion. What is the lowest and what is the highest? I'm going to skip over all this. Circle prospecting, home valuations are the lowest because they're not, you know, you're soliciting them, they're not soliciting you. They're not coming for you for help. So FSBOs, expired, same thing. They've already got it in their mind they can do this themselves, and they can. Boomtown, Facebook. Boomtown again. I don't know why we got 2 Boomtowns. I think one of those should have been conversion. Circle prospecting and nurtures. A little bit more up because you got the nurtures, right? You're calling people. Now you got their nurture. Maybe you did find somebody that's going to sell in a year. Now you're nurturing them. Zillow. But the highest conversion rate, look, where is it? Again, it's your sphere. Least expenses, highest conversion. Why? KLT, know, like, and trust. They know, like, and trust you. So the quantity, limited in your sphere. The cheapest, least expensive is your sphere. And the highest conversion is your sphere. What am I telling you? I'm telling you, follow up, take care, make these good leads into great leads and convert them into your sphere. Okay? They might not be ready today, but they're going to be ready eventually. And when they reach out, you're going to be the person they see. So keep in mind, keep following up with them. It's going to pay off. The money is in the follow-up. And that's true, whether it's 5. Quick story. Years ago, and I mean years ago, they were tearing down the bridge in town and putting up a new bridge. And I met this couple that he was the chief engineer for the ballistics of blowing the bridge up, right? I mean, he was in town. They were looking for a rental for one of their people. They had actually bought a home with somebody else, don't know who it was. And I kept track of him over the years. I found that guy a rental, I think. I don't even know if I found him a rental, but I spent a day or so. And 8 years later, it was at least 8 years later, I get an email. Unfortunately, they were getting divorced, right? Situation in life. And they both agreed. I got the email and said, Greg, um, we're getting divorced. And in our divorce decree, it says that you will be the real estate agent. I've never had a divorce decree, and I'd rather not be in a divorce decree. That's what it said. I did absolutely nothing. I never made $1 off them. I kept in touch with them. Kept in touch meant I hadn't talked to them in 8 years, folks. I hadn't talked to them in 8 years. Just, emails. I think I might have sent them a card one time in 8 years. This is where the money is. So make sure you're doing it. I can't harp on that enough. We got 5 minutes. Let me get the rest of these slides. So, haven't met. This is an upside down triangle. You want to get down here at the bottom of the triangle, right? Raving fans. Those are the people that are going to walk across the room when they hear somebody say real estate. They're going to say, "Hey, Greg Flanagan, the only guy to go to," and we want your name in there. Bob, Tom, whoever. Your closed people, they're good. The best time to get referrals from them is directly after you close. They're on a high. Hopefully, you kept it. We're going to talk about closing one of these days because too much drama around it. But pending active. So here we go. There's some numbers going to lead generation. 16,000 leads a year if you really want to make $1 million. 400 a month. 5 a day nurtures. Set 3 appointments a week. 1,920 in your database for a millionaire real estate agent. Now here's lead generation per Tim Heil. If you don't know who Tim Heil is, drop me a line. I'll explain to you. He's a mega agent. Absolutely phenomenal guy. Brain, young kid. But he does it in a circle, as does local Boomtown here. And instead of looking at a funnel, they look at it in a circle. And when your people, we can go into depth, this is a half-hour conversation to an hour, but the way he looks at it is the expires and the withdrawals and the FSBOs, they're on the outer circle, right? You're going to keep track of them. And if they happen to fall in your lap, that's great. Make sure you call them every Monday and say, "So, did you sell your house?" Give them a little pain. Did you sell your house? Did you get any contracts in? Get any offers? How many people came to your open house? No. Well, listen, I'm still here. If you like, I'll list your house for you. If not, I'll give you a call next week, check in on you, okay? Anything I can do? No, see you later. Circle prospecting nurture. See how far out in the spectrum they are? It's not good. Make your calls. Do it for 20, 25, 30 minutes a day. You never know. Even a blind, what is it? Even a blind hog finds an acorn in the field. Same thing here. If you're not going to do anything, you might as well do this. Just pick up the phone, get a little script, put it on the wall. Mine are right here. You can see them. And say, "Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, just scouting the neighborhood. We got a lot of buyers. By chance, are you looking to sell your home?" I don't go into the buy and sell because I'm not looking for buyers. I'm looking for sellers. By chance, are you looking to sell your home? You're not. Do you know anybody that is? You do. Fabulous. You mind if I call them? Yes, thank you. Okay. Make it fun, man. All you're doing, don't buy into all the crap that, "Oh, this is horrible." Buy into the crap that, hey, number one, it's going to make me money, and number two, I'm going to go out there and help somebody. Your IDX, that's your MLS system, right? Internet Data Exchange. That's what IDX stands for. That's the next one in. As you come closer and closer, Zillow, sign calls based on number of listings. You got to have listings. Again, I go after the sellers. "Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. By chance, are you looking to sell your home this year? What are your plans?" But look what's in the circle. Referrals based on sphere of influence. So if you took anything away from here, these are actually my numbers from a few years ago. Database and referrals out. Sign calls 4%, expires, withdrawals 6.5%, referrals 9.5%. That's referrals in. That's getting to know people outside your market, and you become their trusted referral. Online 23, database referrals out. All right, that's Fridays with Flanagan. Every Friday you can tune in. Any questions on any of this? Love to answer it. If you need to talk, give me a call. I'm wide open usually on Friday afternoons. Go live. We go live every Friday. Any one of our Power Onward channels, YouTube, LinkedIn. Love you. passionate about what I'm doing. You know what? I belong to one of the biggest companies in the world, and I love the culture. Don't care so much about the pay. And if you ever want to join our organization, drop me a line. It's about culture. It's about helping other people. It's about collaboration. It's about caring about the guy next to you. And I can give you stories and stories, hours upon hours, how something that other people have said to me, how what I've said to other people has actually made a change in our business. Okay, you don't see that a lot. I've been in this business a long time. I've been with this company for the last 6 years, excuse me. And I'm not going anywhere. I get the recruiting calls all day long. I'm not going anywhere. There's nothing I need. I think people are more important than the dollar. You know, you just got to want it. You got to want it more than I do. That's the biggest thing. All right, I can only do so much, and I can get into that some other time. You all have a great day. Keep my girl Nathana in your prayers, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you.